do it. Recording. Steven, can you get me all queued up, my man? Oh, thanks, buddy. All right. We're getting dialed in. What's going on, Facebook? How is everyone today? Happy Wednesday to you all. Steven, you're getting me queued up? Okay, cool. Steven's getting me queued up so I can see questions, comments, all the goodness come through. I've got Instagram down here today, checking us out live. Now I don't even know where to broadcast anymore. I got Instagram, I got YouTube Live, I got Facebook Stories, I got Facebook. I mean, I don't even know where to go anymore. I'm just trying to do it all, you guys. You got those questions coming in? Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. If this is your first time joining, I imagine for Instagram, there's probably a lot of people, it's your first time listening to me. If this is your first time joining on Facebook, welcome. If you're watching this on YouTube, welcome to the show. The entire purpose of Six Figure Live is to help you grow your business. That's really it. And to be quite honest, some of the smaller, it's the easiest stuff usually to grow your business. It's just showing up. It's showing up and putting in the work. And so the reason I make these live videos is because it's actually really hard to show up sometimes, especially when we're working out of our homes, right? When we're working out of our living room or our apartment, or we've got to go lock ourselves in the basement or the garage to hide ourselves from the kids. It can be really hard to put in the work every single day. And so that's why I make these videos, to show up for you guys to see that I'm on the other side of the country, of the world, of the state, of the city, if you're watching locally here. And I'm doing the same thing. And so it's to give you that extra push and motivation direction. So let's see who's here. Peter's here. Leslie's here. Christina, Amy, Emily. How are you guys? Amy Plum's watching. You guys, if you're here, say hi. I want to see comments come through. That's what I love about this. I love the fact that I actually get to interact with you guys. We got some loving on Instagram here. Question on the Turn It Up video. Recently, you talked about texting prospective clients. What's your thoughts on sending them a little video via text instead? 316 Photography. You guess what I did about 15 minutes prior to starting this live video? I sent a bride, rather than a text, I just recorded a video and I sent it over to her, and it was the greatest thing ever. You guys, it was fantastic. And in the video, I introduced myself. I got to show who I am. I got to show my personality. I got to show my meaningful difference, what makes me me. I got to convey my passion. And then I also got to say, hey, can I give you a call today at 4 o'clock when I'm driving home from the studio? I love to connect more, talk more, hear more about what you have in store for your wedding. And it was amazing. It was so cool. And so we're actually in the middle of texting right now. She's probably going to text me back in the middle of this because there's a current dialogue happening. And so, look, here's the deal. With any of this stuff, whether it's you shoot a text first to a lead or you record a video and you send it to the lead, here's the end goal. The end goal is play to your strengths, right? The entire reason we do this, by the way, is to be able to convey more of our personality, more of who we are, that an email cannot do, right? And the goal is the phone call allows you to do that. And so there's a certain amount of play to your strengths, and there's a certain amount of you've got to learn something new. And that thing that I'm talking about, the thing you've got to learn is empathy. It's interpersonal communications. It's EQ, right? And so that's what you have to learn. And so, long story short, video, this is why I don't write blog posts all the time. Like the emails that I write to you guys, do you realize it takes me like a month to write a good email to you guys? This is why there's not a bunch of written blog posts on the Six Figure Photography blog. It's all video and audio content because this is how I thrive. This is how I interact best, is by just taking fielding questions like this and just going off the cuff. And yeah, sometimes I do go off the cuff, right? I say things I shouldn't say. But this is the way I work best. So anyhow, play to your strengths, you guys. Awesome. Steph Wood is watching on Instagram today instead. I love it, Stephanie. Who else is here? Shannon's here. Chaylin Brown is here. Renee sees the DQ. Mike, what's up, Mike? It's been a while, Mike. I haven't seen you in a while. All right, you guys, here's the deal. I'm gonna be really clear with this video today. I wanted to make this video to simply tell you that you can do it. Like that you can freaking do it. You can have this be your full-time job. You can book a $3,000 client. You can book a $5,000 client. And this isn't just going to be an empty rah-rah video, but I do want you to hear that. I want you to hear that you can do it, because we hear that we can't do it way more often than we hear that we can. And to be quite honest, the person that we hear we can't from is in our own damn skull. There's so many mornings, or actually there's so many, it's actually less of the mornings. The mornings I'm usually pretty good. It's the 4 o'clock. It's the 4 p.m. that hits, and I'm still feeling like I didn't really accomplish much today. It's the feeling that I was just spinning my wheels and I didn't really get much done. It's the feeling that I spent too much time on Facebook or on Instagram wasting time than I should have been growing my business. And it's those times that I'm always telling myself, I'm not going to be where I'm going to be. It's the times when I look at somebody else who may be, or they may not actually be, but the perception is that they're further along than I am, or they have something that I don't have, and I get envious and I get jealous and I want it. And instead of actually working hard for it, I just sit here and I have this internal wrestling match that says, I won't be as good as them. You guys, I want to tell you that you can do it, for you to, and like, encase this in your skull. Like, you can. You truly can do this. Like, you need to be your biggest fan. You need to be the one who's rooting yourself on every single day. And one of the things that I want to encourage you guys to do, and we eventually had to do this yesterday. There's been a really big project on our plate here at Style & Story Creative, and it's been looming over us. And you know that feeling. You know, for some of you, maybe the thing that's looming over your shoulders, it's kind of like haunting you at night, is I need to get more bookings for the year. I need to get my income up for 2017. Maybe the thing that's looming over you is I've got 6 weddings that I need to edit and deliver to clients and I'm dreading it. Or maybe the thing that's looming you is I need to call a bride for the first time ever because Ben says it's the right thing to do, and I'm terrified to do it. Maybe the thing that's looming over you is I need to raise your prices. But for us, it was a huge project, and it's been a project that it's a little bit daunting. It's a different project. It's a pretty big scale, and we've been kind of dreading it. And we just had to stop. We had to stop, look each other in the face, and say we're effing doing it today. Like, we're just doing it. We're scheduling it. All bets are off. We're scheduling it. We're moving forward, and we just had to jump. Actually, I had to have a really hard conversation prior to this, letting essentially a client go, moving in a different direction. It wasn't lining up, and I had to actually let them go, and I had to hop on that phone call. And it's that thing that was looming over me, that dreaded phone call of like, man, I got to tell this bride that I don't think we're going to shoot her wedding anymore. Mind you, just so we're clear, she had not paid a down payment. We had just been talking. It was in the very, 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 very early stages, but it wasn't moving in the right direction. And this was looming over my shoulder. And I just had to effing do it. I had to just effing do it. I had to like count to 5 and then just pick up the phone. I literally, you guys, you should have seen me. I literally was like, I just screamed the F word at the top of my lungs. I picked up my phone and then I called. And I think that there's so many times in business and in life, we just have to just step out there and move forward and make the things happen. You guys understand this. You're going to see me. You're going to see other photographers in your area. You're going to see other photographers around the globe that have something that you don't have, right? And we do this every day. And they may not even be photographers. Maybe they're just more attractive than you, and you're pissed at it. You're like, why didn't God make me more attractive, right? Or whatever it may be. You guys, when we see these huge things, when we see these huge goals, in order to accomplish it, we just have to start chipping away at it every single day and believe that we can do it. Like, we can do it, you can do it, but you got to put in the work. You got to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then call that, like, I swear, I'm pulling back from the F word. And you've got to call that client. Like, you've got to step out there and put yourself out there, but you got to believe in yourself. And when people are telling you, like, you can't do it, maybe you need to find some better people to hang with. So, anyhow, yes. Andrew's by photography. So I was listening to Lewis Howes. Lewis Howes has a photographer, or not a photographer. He has a podcast. Lewis Howes has just a regular podcast. It's called I think it's called The School of Greatness. I want you guys to go check it out. And he had on there a guest, and I can't remember her name. She was talking about this whole rule, and I kind of forget what it was, to be honest. But the big thing I took away is sometimes you just need to break your patterns, and you need to go for it. You need to do your little 5-second countdown and then just jump. You need to jump. So I'm sure I'll get some links down for you guys. Anyhow, Emily said, how do I get to that state of mind, Ben? Emily, the way that you get to this state of mind is you actually have to step out in fear. You're scared. Like, whether we're scared or we're burdened or we're anxious or we're tired or we're envious, the only way to step out of it is you need to break a pattern. You need to break a pattern in your life. You need to disrupt your life and then you need to kind of just go all in on something. And so for me, a disruptor, like maybe this episode's the disruptor, right? Emily, use this episode as a disruptor in your life. Recognize the fact that you're making, sometimes we're just making excuses, sometimes we're scared, sometimes we don't want to be uncomfortable, but you have to disrupt the patterns in your life. And then essentially take action. Here's the thing. Too many people wait for confidence before they take action, right? Too many people wait for confidence before they take action. You're scared. I get that you're scared. And so there's this difference between confidence and courage. And courage is saying, I'm scared shitless, but I'm going to move forward and do it anyways. And when you're scared and you do something anyways, because you know it's the right thing to do, because you know it's going to build your business, because you know this takes time, you actually have patience and you recognize that this isn't tomorrow. You guys, your business is not going to explode tomorrow. It's not going to explode this month. It's not going to explode in the next 6 months, but you're going to chip away at it day at a time and piece by piece at a time. And when you do this and you start stepping out in fear and putting in the work, confidence comes from that. Confidence comes from taking action. And so how did I get to this state of mind? To be honest, I've been chipping away at it longer than you. I've been practicing longer than you. I've been putting in the work longer than you. I wasn't born this way, and I'm not saying I've been doing it longer than you as a bragging thing, but I'm wanting you to know that I wasn't always this way, right? And I'm not even today I struggle with it. I promise you this. Last night I went home and I left the office feeling kind of like shit because I started to look at what somebody else was doing and I was envious of them, and I started to feel like I'll never obtain that. They're better than me. They just spoke at TEDx. They're such an inspirational speaker. I'll never be that, right? And I started to believe that shit. And it's shit. It's garbage. I had to wake myself up and disrupt a pattern in my life and say, no, it's time. It's going to take patience. I'm 30 years old. I'm going to start chipping away at it one piece at a time, one email at a time, but it's going to be incredibly intentional, right? The same thing goes for your business, you guys. The same thing goes for you. It goes for your photography business. We just got to start eating away at this stuff bit by bit. Anyhow. All right, you guys. Yeah, Mel Robbins, thank you. Andrew, sorry, it's funny the way that Instagram, so it's Andrew. Yeah, Andrew, so you're totally right. It was Mel Robbins. Mel Robbins was who was on Lewis Howes' The School of Greatness podcast. That's who I was listening to. Thanks for clarifying for me, man. All right, you guys, that's it. I just want you to know you can do it, right? Just tell it, like, you have to believe this fact that you can do it. And every single, like, if I can leave you with this, I call him my friend because I feel like he's my friend, and someday he will be. My friend Gary Vaynerchuk, he says it this way, and I freaking love this. Every single second, every single moment that you waste feeling like garbage because you're envious of somebody else, every moment that you spend looking at somebody else's Instagram, feeling bad about yourself, every moment you look at some other local photographer who's booked out their year in 2017 and you're still struggling, and it's demotivating you, is moments and it's time that you could be spending building your own thing. And instead, you're just pouring it into self-loathing, right? Stop looking at other people's shit. Stop wanting what other people have. Stop envying what other photographers and other businesses have, because you're only robbing yourself. You need to break this pattern, this endless death spiral pattern, all right? Anyhow, you guys, I love you all. I just wanted to... You can do this. You can do it one bite at a time, one chip at a time. Send out that email today, man. Send out that email. Put some pants on and send the damn email out. All right? Thank you. I love you guys. Cheers.